digging fountain is taken apart, put away. I've got the shop cleaned up. It's now time for the next project, which is these. These are our entrance and exit pillars, and they need some serious maintenance. They sit out here in the weather all year round, and we're starting to get some rot, especially on the bottom. I'm going to need to get in the shop, get that piece of plywood off, replace it. I've also got some repair work up here. The wood's starting to warp a little bit, and it's pulling loose from the screws. And then I also went and made up the new Q-line pillars earlier in the season. I want to repaint these to kind of match that. The only thing we're not going to be repainting are these plaques here. Each pillar has a different has a plaque on it. And I've also got to get inside to weigh these down every year so they don't knock over, because once we get the arch on them, they're very top heavy. I fill them halfway full with water, and what I do to keep the water in, as you can see here, is just a black trash bag, and they are starting to leak and stuff. They haven't been changed in a while, so I need to get in there and get that done. So that's kind of what we're going to be working on now. Have no idea how long this project's going to take. The painting is going to take the longest, I think. But I think for now, I'm going to get the pillars into the shop one at a time, and we'll go through and get them all maintenance and new liners and stuff put in. And then once they're all in the shop and all that's been done, we'll go through and we'll start a repainting process on them. Okay, we got the first pillar in the shop, and I've been doing a little bit of work on it. A lot of the plywood, when I had originally attached it to this, I just used staples. My pneumatic stapler, and stapled it on. And it's the staples that are pulling loose. So, what I'm doing is anywhere where it's starting to get loose, I'm running some screws through. And that's sucking everything right back into place. And then I'm going back through with some caulking, which will dry clear, and I'm filling up holes and dings and what have you. I have not done the bottom at all yet, and I'll do that when I get it up on the table. But for now, the upper half is done. Now, before I put it up on the table, I need to address this. This is the liner, and like I said, it's just a garbage bag. Actually, I think there's 2 or 3 garbage bags in there. They've been needing replacing for a while now. I just keep adding garbage bags. But what I'm going to do is I got to pull these garbage bags out and then come through, and I've stapled them on. I got to go through and get all the staples out. That way I'm not shish kebabbing myself. Okay, first pillar done. And it's taken me a while to do it. The plywood that the foam's attached to here was pulling away on quite a bit of this. I went through and I got that fixed. And I came back through with some clear paintable silicone caulking. Filled a lot of the holes and stuff. You won't even see it once it's all the way repainted. Now I got in here, cleaned this up, got a brand new bag in. And I went up to Ace Hardware and picked up some hefty, heavy-duty contractor bags, and they're a 2 mil bag, a lot thicker than what I was using. I was using the regular hefty and glad bag, leaf bags, and those are only 1 mil. So these are a little heavier dutier, so hopefully they'll last a lot longer. But right now, I'm done. I can close this door, seal it shut, shove it back into the storage locker, and bring the next one in. And I'll just keep going until all 4 are in here and maintenance. Hoping to get it done today so I can spray tomorrow. So I've got to go over this whole thing, each pillar, with white. Get a good primer coat on to cover up the old colors. And then we can get into paint. Paint's the longest part on this. It'll take a day or two. Well, welcome to Monday. I had a busy weekend. Last Friday we got in here and we got have all the maintenance done. We got all the painting done. And now we're getting ready. I gotta get the table set up. We're gonna have to go pillar by pillar, get them up on the table, and we're gonna start adding the color. I think the first thing we want to do is going to be the grout lines, and we're going to get those sprayed in gray, and then we'll just sit there and keep adding colors as we go along. Now to apply the gray, I've got two different ways I can do it. I can either do it by brush, or I could do it by airbrush. And I think I'm going to do it by airbrush. It's actually a little quicker with the airbrush, and since I'm changing the color on these, and we're going to have a darker color on the bricks, I'm not going to have to worry over much about the overspray. When I originally did these in white, I did all the grout lines by brush because I didn't want the overspray on the brick. So, but anyway, right now we've got to get in here and get these painted. Well, it is Thursday. I've been at this about 3.5 days. I got started Monday afternoon. Forgot to grab the camera, and I figured, okay, well, I better grab the camera and show you what I've at least gotten done. So far, I'm up to that. Now, we got in here last Friday, got the white sprayed for the primer. We coated the whole thing's in white. And I came back with my airbrush and did the gray on the grout lines, then the green in the damaged areas, and I just got done doing the dark red on the bricks. These ones that still have white are going to get a different shade. So I've got to go back through all 4 pillars and do that. Once I get the other color of red on here, I am going to need to come back through by brush. I've got some slop here, some green, and there's some other spots, you know, little dabs of red. I'm going to have to go back through and touch up the grout lines. I can never seem to do this without getting guck on the grout line. Well, a bit more progress made. We got in here and we got the brickwork done. So that means we've gotten the primer done, we've got the grout lines done, and we've got the brickwork done. So 1, 2, 3, 4 different colors on here. Now, I kind of get to go back through and redo things a bit. Some of the bricks, like here when I was doing the red, it faded over to here. You know, so I need to touch up there a bit. Same thing here. There's little spots on all the pillars that need to be done. And, of course, you can see in the grout line, there's some red there. And there's some tan there. And there's a couple of spots that need to be green. So I need to go over all the grout lines and stuff and get all that cleaned up and finished. At the same time, I'm going to do it pillar by pillar. We're going to get in here and start working on the plaques. Starting off with the lettering on here and the Wolfie symbol on the other 2. They're going to get done in black. And then this background here is going to be done in brass. And I'll get that done on all the pillars while I'm doing the touch-ups on here, which is going to take a while. There's a lot to touch up here and there. I am not the neatest painter in the world. But that's going to be our next step. The very last thing that we are going to do with these pillars is going to be this border here and the border on the top and the bottom. Those are going in at or will be a darker gray than what the grout is. Well, we're real close to being done. I got all the pillars to that stage there. So they're all done with everything except for 2 colors. This top band, the bottom band, and this trim around the plaques on all 4 pillars. It's going to go a dark gray. And then the shields here for the Wolfie silhouette is blue. You know, so I gotta get the blue painted on. I'll get that done tomorrow. Now I just went up to Ace and bought a can of gold spray paint for these. These are the fittings that mount, like right here. Here's one here, mounts right there. Those are my hinges or pivots for the gates, and they needed freshening up. So we shot them in gold. They'll be dry by morning. But I think I've been out here since about 8 o'clock this morning. And it's almost 4 o'clock now. I am going to call it quits for the day. I'll work on the blue and the gray tomorrow. I should have this project done tomorrow. And it's been hot. We're up in the 80s and they're talking 90s this weekend. So I'm hoping these pillars will dry quick tomorrow once I get them painted. And I can get them put away. Like I'm out of here so we can get started on the next project. Okay, peeps, we're at that time. We're at the end of the project. If you're on Facebook at the moment, or Instagram, you'll notice I posted a series, I think it was 8 pictures from start to finish showing the painting process on the pillars. Here's your live feed, or semi-live, or we'll just say vlog feed of the project. They're all done. We've got the hinges or pivot points, or however you want to call them, for the gates attached. The paint's all dry. But the project is done. And we have a Kaylee in here trying to figure out what I'm doing. She wants me to go out and play. And playing sounds like kind of fun. But anyway, project's done. So I can get, and paint's dry, so I can get these dang things put away, and we can start on the next project. Next project is going to be the last maintenance project for the season, and it's a semi-big one, bigger than these. So stay tuned. You'll get some updates, probably picture-wise and what have you, throughout the vlog, or throughout the build, I should say, of the next project. What is the next project going to be? Well, you're going to just have to wait and see. Stay spooky. Stay toxic.